So Gavin Newsom just signed 7 new gun control bills in California. So let's talk about this. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you think the state of California needs to stop infringing on Second Amendment rights, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I also want to give a shout out to one of the main supporters of the channel, which is Route 66 Shooting Sports Park down in San Bernardino. So if you came out to the Armed in May event, you know how amazing that range is, how amazing that staff is. So if you're in the LA area, if you're in the Southern California area, I highly recommend you check them out. And thank you Route 66 for supporting this channel. I also want to let you know that this content is powered by the Firearms Policy Coalition. So head on over to joinfbc.org to help support the Second Amendment cause. Thank you again, Firearms Policy Coalition, for supporting this channel. So late on Friday, Gavin Newsom signed 7 new bills that add to the already insane amount of gun control laws in the state of California. So I'm going to read to you some of the press release that went out in regards to the signing of these bills, and then we will talk about what these actually do. So the press release states, Governor Gavin Newsom today announced that he has signed legislation to enhance protections for survivors of domestic violence and bolster the enforcement of California's nation-leading gun safety laws, including measures to strengthen gun violence restraining orders and analyze crime gun data to track trends impacting communities across the state. It goes on to state that California has the strongest gun safety laws in the nation, but we are reminded every day that we cannot afford to be complacent in the fight against gun violence epidemic in this country. We can and must do more, said Gavin Newsom. Today's action strengthens enforcement of our common sense gun safety laws, helping ensure that dangerous individuals who are prohibited from possessing firearms surrender their weapons and advancing other life-saving policies to make our communities safer. So that is the press release that went out in relation to the signing of these 7 bills. So now let's take a look at the bills that were signed. These bills are AB 673, AB 887, AB 1057, AB 1191, SB 264, SB 320, and SB 538. Most of these bills are related to or tie into domestic violence restraining orders in the state of California. Essentially, the state of California has a red flag law scheme that is tied to domestic violence restraining orders. Under California law, individuals may seek a domestic violence protective order, which prohibits the purchase or possession of firearms by a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, or significant other who has one of these orders issued against them. Prior to a hearing on the issuance or denial of a restraining order, the court must ensure that a search is conducted to determine if the subject of the proposed order has a registered firearm. When an order is issued against someone, they must relinquish all firearms and ammunition to law enforcement within 24 hours. One issue is that this can be done on an ex parte basis, which means you are never given an opportunity to defend yourself in one of these hearings. These laws fly in the face of due process rights and Second Amendment rights, which is the issue and the concern for us in the 2A community. But now Gavin Newsom, by signing these bills, has strengthened those laws in the state of California. So what do these bills actually do? AB 1057 enables law enforcement to seize ghost guns under the gun violence or domestic violence restraining orders. That is one of the more significant changes that is going to happen as a result of these bills. Essentially, what's going to be happening is the police now can seize something that is not even defined as a firearm under state or federal law. SB 320 strengthens procedures ensuring the relinquishment of firearms. This means that law enforcement agencies will be more aggressive in making sure a person with a protective order actually turns over all items within the 24-hour period. AB 1191 requires analysis of crime gun data to track gun violence trends. This is another concerning addition because this will create more skewed data that will later be used to support new bills that attack our Second Amendment rights here in the state of California, or these information and this data could also be used in cases that are brought actually to challenge these various infringements. AB 887 allows domestic violence survivors to file restraining orders online. This means that the process to violate someone's due process rights and Second Amendment rights will be available at the click of a button. I would also not be surprised that as a result of this online ability to file these protective orders and to actually seek these protective orders, we will see a huge spike in these protective orders actually being sought and being granted. SB 538 enables electronic filing and remote appearances. Again, just a streamlining of those violations. So now people don't even have to appear at the court when they make allegations against you. Now they can do it by teleconference. They can file these online and then appear by teleconference. And finally, AB 673 allocates funding to shelters. Now, SB 264 is a bill that was signed that is not related to red flag laws, but it instead is actually a ban on gun shows at the Orange County Fair and Event Center. This is something that got a lot of attention when the bill was first brought, and now it is being signed into law by Gavin Newsom. I know a lot of amazing gun owners and organizations down in the Orange County area, like the Orange County Gun Owners Association, but now that fairground is essentially off limits for these types of events. Now, this is also really funny because if you've ever been at a gun show in the state of California, you really know that they're not what they are depicted to be by the state of California or Gavin Newsom or any of these left-leaning individuals. In comparison to other states and other gun shows I've been to at various other states that aren't California, California's gun shows are really nothing to be afraid of. Because of all the restrictions and all of the laws, really a whole lot doesn't actually go on at these gun shows. Really what happens is you walk around, maybe you look at some knives, maybe you look at some bags, and maybe there's a few guns there, but really there's just not a whole lot going on because of the gun control laws that we already have in place. But now they're just trying to get rid of them altogether by banning them at certain locations. So as you can see, coming off of his recall election, Gavin Newsom has been very aggressive in signing off on more gun control laws in the state of California. That is why it was really important for everybody to have gotten out and voted if you wanted to recall Gavin Newsom. And I hope for all of the California viewers on my channel who watch my channel, I hope you did do your part in voting to recall Gavin Newsom, even though we didn't win. But I think if you are a gun owner and you didn't, this is the direct result of you not actually exercising your right to vote. Because Gavin Newsom, if he was recalled, maybe someone else who was a replacement wouldn't have signed off on these gun control bills. But as of right now, because of the way our legislator is in the state of California and because of who our governor is, these types of gun control laws are just going to continue to stack up and are going to be continue to be passed because that is what they want to do. They want to restrict our Second Amendment rights even more in the state of California, and they are doing it right now by passing these 7 new gun control bills in the state of California. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Also, if you like this video and like support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help to fuel the algorithm or fuel Al Gore's rhythm. It adds fuel to his jet and signal to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos in this type of two-way news, and then it helps push it to more people. So thank you so much to everybody who's liked, commented, subscribed, who's hit the notification bell. You are really helping to support this channel, helping to support these videos, and helping to spread the news to more people. So thank you so much for doing that. And if you don't have a comment in mind, just comment down below that you're commenting to fuel the algorithm, and I really appreciate that. So as always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and never forget this station was built by armed scholars, and the station will be maintained by armed scholars.